Okay,
Cool.
we're on live. Hey, Akasha.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Gary Campbell, and this is the continued series, The Artist Recreates the World. Akasha is over in, where are you? You're in Philly, right?
Yeah, I'm in Philadelphia at Temple.
Right. And tell the audience about you as an artist. What do you do as an artist?
I like to do lots of things. My main like goal as an artist is just to remain creative because that's my most favorite form of expression, just creating something, making something new. So I one of the things I do, I like to make music. I make music for myself. I wouldn't really call myself a musician. I've been making music probably since I was 7 for real. I used to play violin for a couple years, and then I started taking voice lessons and singing opera in seventh grade when I was about 14. So I dabble in piano. Like I was really like musical, especially in high school and elementary school. So that was like the first way I learned how to be creative. And um, something slipped my mind. Was gonna say something else. That was a good segue. But yeah, so
Yeah,
I just
I
been
was going to say to you, when I heard your music, you know what it reminded me of? You remember that blue lady that sang in the Fifth Element? You
oh
saw that
yeah.
movie? Yeah, it was that kind of music. It's like alien music, like for all worlds and all people.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I like to think outside the box. I like new sounds. I listen to a lot of like between both of my parents, they're really like musically diverse and like they listen to a lot of different genres and stuff. So I grew up in a house where I listened to a lot of different genres of music. So like I definitely couldn't say like I have one group of influences in terms of making music. But besides making music, I also like visual art a lot. I like to look at beautiful things. So I like to make beautiful things. And through my art, I like to create beautiful experiences for people. So yeah, that's what I do.
you're talking about how long you were doing art. When did you know you were an artist?
um,
Or when did you think you were an artist? Or you knew you was a strange person?
um, I think I really always have been like quote unquote strange. Like growing up, like people have always been like, "You're weird, you're different," but it's a good thing. And I would just get so offended because it's just like, "You're a weirdo," but it's a good thing. Um, but I don't know. I think I became like consciously an artist. Maybe.
Do you remember the first drawing or maybe the first song or the I don't know, the first dollhouse that you recreated or something like that?
I don't know. My mom has this picture of me when I was like probably 2 and I was painting with watercolors. So like my mom's a painter.
Really?
Yeah, my mom's a painter. So like ever since I was able to probably like hold the paintbrush, she's been making me like color and paint and stuff. And I'll always color outside the lines. She'd try to get me to color inside the lines. Like I was that baby.
Wait a minute. Let me get you telling me you used to color outside the lines?
I mean, I would color not like only outside the lines, but like I
Oh,
would
okay,
color
okay.
stuff and just like color outside the lines. Like
I
ever
got you.
since I was able to color, I would color out like all sloppily. But I don't know. I guess it's part of being an artist for real.
Yeah. So tell me, what does your art mean to the world and even to the city that you live in?
Um. Well, I don't know what it means to the world of the city. Like I don't know. 'Cause I can't speak for the world in the city.
Well, what do you think you give to the world through your art?
um. Well, I try to give like I don't want to call them consumers of art, even though you do consume art. But like I try to give every audience an experience of some sort. Just because all of my art is based on my experience, my human experience, my experiences, all the things that I identify as a black woman, a queer black woman. So I try to just give people their own experience, whatever it may be, because I'm a strong believer in the fact that art is for the artist, not the spectator. Spectator approval is just a bonus. It's an extra sense of gratification, and it feels good. Like you want people to like your art, but you know, first and foremostly, you make your art for yourself as the artist.
Right. So now can you explain that? You said artist.
Yeah.
So can you explain?
I just feel like as an artist, it's not something that I like chose to be. I was always creative growing up. Like I have creative parents. Like that's just a part of me. And I was just lucky enough to be able to pursue it and, you know, hone in on my talents. But I feel like there's an artist in everyone. And the reason you create art as an artist, especially when you decide to be one and pursue your artistry full time, you know, that's something that you need to do. It's the way you express yourself. It's an outlet for you. That's why you do it. You know, I would like to think that everything I do isn't, you know, mainly for other people. I do things, I make choices for myself, you know, and it comes down to like the school that I go to. I go here for me. I don't go here for anybody else. You know, the things that I study them for me, not because, you know, I'm doing it for anybody else. So I feel the same way about my art.
I get you now. You're really saying, I think what you're saying is like almost, if artists don't do their art, it's like they're not eating.
Yeah.
It's like they're not breathing
Exactly.
air and getting sunshine. So they really receive the first, I don't want to say first fruits, but they receive the first benefit when they create, and they give back to mankind, or they give back to others, or they give back to the world. And then whatever, like you said, I'm saying the same thing you said, but whatever else comes out of it is like a bonus. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because you can make art and nobody could like it. Everybody you show it to could hate it. But it's like at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that you should throw it away and be like, this is not art. You know, it's still art because you did it for you. In the time that you were doing it, it made you feel good. It was something that you were doing to express yourself. You thought it was good. So you're, you know, at the end of the day, the art that I make, it only matters if I like it. If I don't like it, then, you know, and it works vice versa. Everyone could think what I did was amazing, but if I hate it, then it won't matter, you know?
Unless they're paying you like $2 million.
Yeah, true.
True. So look, what about the direction that you see yourself going? Can you feel that? Or, I mean, is it something intuitive? You know, I mean, your ideas, where do your ideas come from? Do they come in the middle of the night? Now, I know I asked you two questions. Let's just go with the ideas. Where do your ideas come from? Do they come from the middle of the night, or do you're walking along a path and a rock hits you upside the head? And
It's really super random. Like I have a song about pizza that I wrote, and it's really awesome. But I wrote a song about pizza, and it's really cool. It was on my friend's compilation mixtape. He just made a mixtape with a bunch of his friends. Like we all made songs, and he put it on a mixtape.
I think I heard it.
Yeah, it's called "Ode to Pizza," and I just really made that song. Like I was just sitting. I went in like one of the little studios that we have in the tech center at school, and I was just like, all right, I have to write a song for this mixtape. Like, what should I do? Well, I want to write about something that I like, something I'm passionate about. What do I really like? I like pizza. So I'm just gonna make a song about pizza. And like it took me maybe like 4 days to write the song, like all of like the words and like make sure like, you know, I like it. I want the song to go this way. And it was just totally random. But sometimes like I'll have an idea about something and it'll come in the middle of the night, or I'll hear a beat that I want to write to and like that'll come in the middle of the night. Or in terms of my pictures, like because I take photography a lot, like sometimes I'll be walking and I'll see something and I'll have to take a picture of it with my phone and I'll edit it and it'll be really awesome. And that's why like quick photo sharing apps like ViscoCam, like I use that a lot. And that helps me stay creative on the go. I haven't used it in a couple weeks, but when I do, I like upload all the pictures that I took that I want to edit, and then I edit it through there, and it's really cool. But like conceptual like photo shoots that I use my DSLR camera for. The last shoot I did was of this girl, my friend Jamila, on a track, and she's just like her skin's so like rich and beautiful and brown, and I put her like on the track with this satin gold sheet, and like it was the best pictures I've ever taken like in my life. And that idea just came to me like random. Like I saw a picture on Tumblr. I think the colors were different though. The colors were like blue and pink or something, but it made me think of that. And then once we got to the track, it just kind of happened random. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna you know, pose like this, do this, and the pictures just came together like that. So like sometimes I plan stuff out, and you know, if I have a prompt or I have like a show to be in, and somebody's like, hey, I want you to make art created around this, or like, hey, I'm making a mix song. Yeah, like I'll have, you know, some motivation to do it that way, and I'll look for inspiration. But other times, like, it'll just come together on its own, and I'm just like, you know, I'll tweak stuff until I really like it, and it'll be something new. So
I had a question in my mind, and like you did earlier, it slipped me. I wanted to ask you about Philly. How is the organization with the art community in Philly? Because a lot of people in Newark will see this video, and I talked to one young man who has a company called Suits, Efosa, and he was telling me that Philly is much more organized.
Oh, I know him. That's so cool.
You know Efosa?
Yeah.
What? What a small world.
Yeah. What's the name? We'll talk about this later. Yeah, I think I know him.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah, but how's your take on that? I don't know how often you go back to Jersey City. Of course, Jersey City is interesting too, the art community.
They're coming. There wasn't one when I left after high school, but now like I come back once in a while, and people are
we have to talk about that too, because it's very interesting to see the art. But
in Philly, I don't know.
Philly, a current organization. From your vantage point, or do the artists seem organized?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a community of artists. The community of artists I'm directly related to, like, they're very young, diverse group of people. They just call it the scene here. It's so funny, but art, the scene. It's just the scene. Like, people talk about the scene. It's like this one particular scene. It's kind of like hipstery, but it's really interesting. I know there's a big community of Black artists that I've kind of had a peek into, and you know, sometimes the two worlds intersect. But I don't know. There are always artistic events here. There are always art shows. There are always music showcases and local Philly talent. There's always stuff going on here, and that's one thing that I really love about Philadelphia. Because I came to Temple because I wanted to come. I wanted to be in Philly. I wanted to get far enough from Jersey City, but not too far where I couldn't see my family. And I was just like, you know, New York is expensive. I'm gonna go to Philly. That's right there. And I'm just glad, you know, I made a good choice, because the thing that hinted that Philly was even artistic at all was just the murals. Like mural art is a thing here, and I just love like the culture here of mural art. Like they're getting covered left and right by, you know, gentrification, people building up high-rises and buildings and all types of stuff. But like there are always murals being made. There's graffiti everywhere. There's down on South Street, there's this one artist that does this mosaic art on the side of buildings, and it's just really beautiful and like really extravagant, and like that really drew me here. So once I got here and I got, you know, plugged into the Philly community, I found out like people are doing stuff. And don't get me wrong, there is that crabs in a barrel mentality, and I feel like that's everywhere for real. But there are like a bunch of people still doing stuff, you know, for the community. I work with a couple guys, Matt Ford and Brady Ettinger, and they're DJ Silo and Fidel of Stunt Loco, and they started Stunt Loco. And Stunt Loco, you know, started off as like parties and stuff. We have like weekly parties, but we also throw showcases. We throw Wave Cave with a bunch of different artists, and that's just like a showcase where we have art on the walls. People come see the art, and there are performances from people in the area. So that stuff is really cool. And just like through being a part of Stunt Loco, because I manage social media for them, I've just been, you know, introduced to so many more people and so many different types of artists and different types of people. So just through that, and I have a friend, Frank. He goes by Mediocre Monster. That's like his social media and stuff. He's a graphic designer, but he's from Camden, but he's based out of Philly, and he works out of Philly. And he's really, like, just like Stunt Local, really bent on, you know, creating community. It's not about the individual all the time. It's not always about making money. It's about bringing together the artistic community instead of trying to compete and, you know, climb all over on top of each other to like be the best. You know, we should be collaborating so that Philly could be better. So I like being a part of groups like that. They're really organized and that way.
So you really question by time you answered the whole question.
Oh, cool.
You realize that, right? Yes, of course you do.
Nah, I just started talking.
No, but you answered the question. I mean, you really underscored that Philly is very organized.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's what you came back to. Is there anything you want to share with the artist community? You know, those, I call it the housekeeping for artists. You know, what you think we should do more of. I think you talked about it earlier, but a little bit. What do you think we shouldn't do as artists? How can we be better artists as a collective and as individuals? That sort of stuff.
I just feel like as far as like strengthening the artistic community, that should be the goal, is bringing people together and collaborating with people. Nice. And, you know, as artists, just because we all are artists, and, you know, there's a war on art and artists, you know, especially.
Don't start.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, people forget about that, you know.
I'm working on an article right now showing the importance, how closely related the artist is to the labor force, but artists don't get their due. And it's just a tragedy. And then it ties into art education, and it ties into funding and money.
And they're trying to get rid of all types of stuff, you know, and it's like that about a lot of things. Like, I have a friend who's really into science, and she's out here doing her thing. She's in Louisiana on an internship, like playing with crocodiles and stuff, like doing her thing because she loves science. And like, especially in the Black community, like, it's very important to create spaces where people can be creative. No matter how young or old they are, it's really important to, you know, create spaces where people can express themselves, because people get so wrapped up in the day-to-day of, like, you know, making money and, oh, I have to have a job and I have to do this, you know. Life is hard for some people, and life is hard for most of us, you know. So it's like, not everyone has the time to be creative and do the things that they love, you know, or the courage to even be creative and do the things that they love. So it's important that we're providing spaces and shows and opportunities for people, young and old, to be like, you know, I have time. Oh, this is going on. I heard this is going on. I'm gonna go check this out, you know? And it's just important to create a community of artists so that we can uplift the community of people, you know, artists and non-artists that we live in.
And provide education for people to know that people of color is just a cool thing. You know, we could be puppeteers, we could be mimes. You know, we tend to just be in this little cluster, musicians and poets, yada, yada, but we need to be announcers. We need to be ventriloquists. I mean, there's just such a wide range of experiences and opportunities as artists, and we need to open ourselves up to those areas.
Definitely.
Your turn.
Oh.
No, you did good. This is great. I loved it. So if you don't have anything else to share, you know, so we can, you know, do that peace sign.
Oh, one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely. This is a lot of people like in the Newark area is gonna see this. You know, I'm from Jersey City. Come through, because we can make the North Jersey Philly connection. It's easier, you know, people from South Jersey.
That's a great idea.
Because, you know, like, usually the way especially coming down here and being outside of New Jersey for a while, I realized, like, North Jersey really bangs with New York, and South Jersey really bangs with Philly. But, like, Philly is really starting to bang with New York. Like, we need to bridge that gap right there. So definitely come out. Follow Stunt Local on Instagram, because we're always having stuff. We're always having parties, always having stuff.
Could you say that again? What did you pronounce?
Stunt Loco. Like, I'm stunting and loco, like crazy in Spanish. On Twitter, Instagram, come to stuntlocal.com. Like, I run the social media, so you'll be talking to me. Definitely follow me on social media. I'm just the Akasha. I'm always willing to collab, to talk about, you know, making that connection in Philly. I know a bunch of people out here now. I've been here for a couple years. And yeah, I would like, yes, that's home. That's home. That's
That would be
experience. Go
crazy
home.
to have some of these open mics. How are you? Have some of these open mics, like just do things like they just bring a troupe of poets out there and performers out there and just do a set with
Definitely.
you guys and vice versa. So
And
it's great.
the poetry scene is really big out here too. So it's something for everybody.
Peace, Akasha. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thanks for having me.
And when this is up and ready, I'll let you know and I'll send it to you. All right?
Word.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Peace, peace.